Throwback Tuesday, I'm gonna tell a story about when I used to live down off of 29th Street. Um, I used to live there for like well, that was my ex's mom's house. I lived there for about 2.5 years. I lived actually in my ex's aunt's house for about a day or so, about 2 days, back in like 2009, early 2010. I used to live there just for reasons I'm not going to state in this video because like I'm just not going to name any names, but it had to do with just different types of problems that had to do with drugs. But at the time, about 5 years ago. Anyway, so I was living at my ex's mom's house, lived for 2.5 years, and I remember there was a lot of stuff that happened there, like a lot of paranormal stuff. Um, I think it's definitely happened more than here. Like in this apartment that I've been living in for the past about almost next month, it's going to be 2 years since I've been here. But I'm moving out in about 30 days, moving to my parents' house. But so I used to live there, and one night for Throwback Tuesdays, I'll recall the story. What happened was that I was working at AFNI for Verizon. I used to sell Verizon products and also handle bills. And what happened is that I don't even remember what was happening, and I don't remember it even being really stressful at the time before I moved out to get my own apartment. It's back in 2011. I don't really remember exactly what was going on at the time, but I remember I was laying down in bed in my ex's bed before I threw it out and bought a new bed. I I remember I was like really nervous, but I don't remember exactly what I did that day. I remember I got back into playing Magic the Gathering or something like that at the time before my brother and my family got here. And what happened was is that so like I was saying a second ago, there was always a lot of stuff that was going on that had to do with like paranormal stuff. I honestly believe like the house I used to live in California. I honestly believe the house off of 29th Street is haunted, just in my opinion. But I remember I was laying in bed one night and I saw that it was maybe probably only about 10 or 11 at night because I'm a night owl. I usually I'm not an early bird guy. I never have been. I never will be. Hated getting up early for school, like when I was in high school. Like I normally don't fall asleep at night until like 3 in the morning, and I get up at like 11 or 12 in the afternoon. It's just how I naturally am. Anyways, so what happened was is that I was laying in bed and I remember looking to the doorway because from the way of how we'd be laying, you could see the door from where we would lay our heads at. If like look upward and see the door. And I remember one time there was no one in the house. It was just me and my ex, and she was sitting on the side of the bed. And so what was happening was that I was sitting upwards because I just all of a sudden, kind of for no reason, I just like immediately I started feeling really nervous, and just like a bad vibe like just came in the house or something. And the mom wasn't there. She was at work. She took a contract in New Mexico, so she was going in and out of the state. And she's still doing it, but at the time that's like when she first started contract, and the sister at the time was not living there. So it was just me and her in the house for that. I think it was like that week, or maybe like 2 weeks. It was just me and her. And while the mom was in New Mexico, and when I sat up, I saw that someone that I couldn't recognize, I didn't know who this guy was walking from. Because at the other end of the hall there was a bathroom on the right, but in all the way at the down end of the hall was my ex's mother's room, and I saw a guy come walking from the room all the way to my room. I was walking straight forward, and I thought the guy was holding a knife or like no, it wasn't a knife. It was a gun. It seemed like the guy was holding a gun, and it scared the hell out of me. I mean, stuff like that had happened before at that house, but it was nothing where it was like a full like physical manifestation of like a demon, like, or at least in like human form. I swear to God, I thought a guy like be using like some type of stealth or something where I couldn't hear the break in. I thought a guy broke into the house and it was just like a shadow of a man with the gun. The guy was going to walk in the room and shoot me and my ex. And so my heart just starts pounding. I start freaking out, but I'm too like scared to talk. And then I was trying to tell my ex, like, because I put the kitchen knife under the bed because the house had been broken into twice. So the first time it was, I think, her sister's old friends, like the crew she used to roll with or something like that. And they poured like bleach on everything and whatever. And they stole the TVs and laptops and everything, even though the police never identified the people who actually stole the stuff. And then the second time, the mother broke into the house, and this was the first time I was here back in 2009, 2010. So anyways, I thought someone was coming in, and I was trying to tell my ex to grab the knife that I put under the mattress. Like you know, when you grab the side of the mattress. But I couldn't because I was too scared, and then it like disappeared. Like it was there 1 minute, and then the guy was like gone the next. I couldn't see his face. It was just like a big shadow, like me. Like just a big shadow of a man with a gun. Disappeared. And then oh, man. I just started yelling at my ex. I just remember I just broke down. You know, I was crying a little bit, and I told my ex, I was like, I started yelling at her, why did you not try to grab the knife? Did you not see the guy trying to come in the room with a gun? I was like, did you not see the guy in here? Did you not fear for our lives? We were going to die right now. And she just kept saying over and over again, I don't know what you're talking about. There's no guy. There was no man that walked in the room. So, yeah, I'm really glad I left that house. I walked around with my Bible and I read a bunch of Psalms and I blessed the house. I just walked all around the perimeters of the house with the two dogs that used to live there. It's probably still living there now, but and I would bless the house. I blessed that house about once or twice because there was so many times where I would wake up in the middle of the night in the 2 years I lived there, even with people in the house, and wake up and I would see things that were not there, or I would see like manifestations of like demons or something. But this is when I was teaching that Bible study, the network. It was during that time when I was working both at Athene, I think at Peter Piper too, and also I used to work at Cornerstone Hospital.